Hello everybody, welcome to another Rise of Kingdoms video. This is Zetian here, and today I wanted to showcase the ultimate reward for Season 2 Lost Kingdom KVK action. It's going to be this new legendary commander that we'll receive once it's over in about 3-ish weeks. Wu Zetian, I guess is how you pronounce it. We're just going to go with Wu because it's so much easier. But wow, this is an amazing legendary commander that you must have if you are a PvPer, if you are into battling, defending your cities, defending garrison flagged, garrison passes, garrison anything. Garrison is the name of the game with this commander. Defense is the name of the game with this garrison commander. And ultimately, this commander has got so many tools in her bag that it is going to blow your mind. So I wanted to go through all these different skills. I also wanted to showcase some of the talents, and obviously we can kind of do some theory crafting a little bit before we end the video. I would love to do some more with you as well in the comments below, so please respond, like, subscribe, all those good things. I'm happy to chat with you guys about this new legendary commander, and let's kind of get to it. I think that, again, Season 2 KVK has been a blast for Continent 102, which is where I've been. This is going to be the reward, hopefully, that we get at the end, assuming things don't go completely awry and off the rails. We're going to get at least 20 sculptures, I think. I'm hoping we're going to get around 20 sculptures. So that will allow us to summon her and ultimately max her, because this is going to be my next commander for sure that I'm going to max. I'm going to put Edward on the side and start to go after Wu. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start talking about the first skill. And it's a unique skill. No other commander has this combination of pieces in one skill. So let's kind of go through it really quick. Deals direct damage, so a skill damage, nuke, to a single target, up to a max of 1,000. So that's roughly a Herman, a really high level epic like Osman would have this same kind of damage factor when it's maxed. But it also has a heal component too, so it also heals a portion of your army's slightly wounded troops, maximum 500. That puts it at about 40% of what a Richard heal would be. So a combination primary skill, active skill of damage and heal. That's pretty sweet. That is pretty darn sweet. So it has a combination of both of those things. No other commander has it, like I said, but being able to cause damage and heal from damage in a single turn is very, very advantageous, not only for what I think the main primary purpose of this commander is going to be, but also just in general fighting all around. It's a good thing. You want damage, and you want to take less damage, and you want to be able to heal from damage that you've already received. This skill does two of those three things right off the bat. Very, very good. Everything as far as the numbers go aren't super crazy. Like, you don't see the 1,700 skill damage like you see on a Genghis or a YSG once he's maxed, that kind of thing. But it's enough to cause some significant damage, and you get a heal on top of it. So let's go to number 2. This is a really good one. So when commanding the garrison, so you need to be the garrison primary, obviously, and that makes total sense, right? All garrison's troop damage is increased by a maximum of 10%. And notice that it says all garrison's troop damage, so that should be your troop damage, your attack. That does not include nuke. And the damage caused by rally attacks is increased by 2% up to 10%. And if you look at the preview below, it says damage to rallied army increased by. So that means that not only are you going to increase it by 10% just because you're the garrison commander, but you're going to increase it by a further 10% if that objective that you are garrisoning, whether that's a city, a pass, a flag, Osiris, whatever, is rallied, there's an additional 10% damage on top of it. So really you're talking about an extra 20% damage increase when you're a garrison commander and you've gotten rallied. That is insane. What we need to do is test and see if the description from the damage actually is just for the troops, or again, if there's been a little bit of a typo or a little bit of a translation error, and it may apply to her nuke as well. If it does apply to the nukes, then that would also apply to a secondary commander. So other secondary commanders, you can easily start to kind of come up with some names that make a lot of sense that are heavy nuke AoE damage commanders like Sun Tzu, like YSG, Certainly, like any type of massive damage commander, you would want to really pair it up with a particular type of troop, specifically for Zetian. So that's the second skill. Huge, huge damage increase when you're getting rallied in a structure that you're garrisoning. Third skill, Tears of Blood. Increases the HP, so the health, and the defense of troops under your command by a maximum of 10%. So 10% health and damage and defense buff. Your troops' attacks have a 10% chance to silence their target for 2 seconds. That's also insane. There's another commander that has that kind of skill. If you look at him, you've got El Cid, which has a disable, and then you've also got Herman, which has a silence. So this commander, so far, just in the first 3 skills, has a combination of a nuker. It has a combination of a healer. So it's the combination of a Richard, the combination of a Boudica, for instance. Also damage to bonus rallies, things like that. So that's like a leadership Mehmed type thing. And then the third skill is you get a defense and a health buff, which you would get from, say, a Constantine. And then also you get a silence, which is Herman. So far, this commander has multiple commanders built into it just from the skills alone, which is pretty sweet. Again, it makes it a very niche commander, and we'll really go into that once we start talking about the talents. But again, there's so much utility with this commander. It is amazing. We haven't even gotten to the 4th skill or the expertise yet either, which we'll do now. So 4th skill, Legacy. When commanding the garrison, incoming skill damage is reduced by up to 15%. Another huge thing, because a lot of times when rallies are going off, they're going to be led by cav, they're going to be led by archers. Even if they're led by infantry, 9 times out of 10, people are using Alex, which uses skill damage as well. So that's always going to be a benefit. Also, when your troops have a 50% chance to increase their defense by an additional 20% for 3 seconds when they take skill damage. So half the time, so again, usually most rallies have double nuke or something to that effect. So almost 100%, if not 100% of the time, you're going to have this 50% chance skill proc because you're going to get 2 nukes. So in all likelihood that makes sense and it happens the way it's supposed to. Every time a skill round goes off from a rally command, you'll get this 20% defense buff when it's maxed to proc for 3 seconds, which means you're going to be tanky on top of the 2nd skill, giving you an additional damage 2 on top of the 3rd skill, which is going to give you additional health and defense as well. There's just so much tankiness inside of this army alongside of damage being dealt and healing and things like that. Let's go to the expertise. An additional counterattack damage plus 20%. Incoming attacks have another 10% chance to deal 500 more direct damage factor to the attacker. So this brings, assuming this procs alongside of the main skill, that brings the main skill technically up to 1500 damage factor, which is more in line with a proper nuking commander, but it also has the advantage of having the heal on top of it and the silence from the 3rd skill and the buffs from the silence from the 3rd skill and the buffs from that 3rd skill and the damage bonuses from the 2nd skill and the skill damage taken reduction from the 4th skill and the defense bonus. I mean, there's so much going on with this commander. It's almost slightly OP because it's just so much. Just the skills alone make this commander amazing, right? Then we start talking about the talents and the combination of talents. If you look at the 3 different talent trees that this commander supports, you've got leadership, you've got garrison, and you've got support. No other commander in the game has that combination of talent trees available. If you've got leadership, usually you're talking about having a conquering commander alongside of that. So think Julius, think Barca, think Mehmed, think Scipio, think Osman. Anytime you have a leadership style commander, they always have conquering 2 for their yellow tree. And then it's usually either attack, skill. I don't know if there's a support leadership commander out there. It's either attack or skill usually. So this is a very, very unique commander, not because of the skills, not just because of the skills that I just talked about. the talent trees make it very, very unique. And you can really start to kind of piece together what this commander is really going to look like and what you're going to use Wu for. To me, just based off the skills and the trees that are available from a talent perspective, Garrison is going to be the name of the game alongside of amazing amounts of rage regeneration with the support tree. So we want to go and spec into Garrison, like my Sun Tzu here. We want to spec into the Garrison tree right here, and that is going to be 32 points. And then you're going to want to spec into, let me go over to Saladin because he's my only other support tree guy that I've got. You're going to want to spec over to Rejuvenate and Loose Formation. And I would also add Elixir to this because of all the heals that Wu has. This one also would be a good counterattack because you're getting heals constantly. You get an additional attack bonus of 9% for 3 seconds. That's the way I would go there. Also, let's see. When troops led by this commander take skill damages, yeah, emergency protection. I would also do that too. Absolutely. So if we were to do that, let's just see how many points it would take to get there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. We definitely want to get to Rejuvenate for sure. We don't need any of the siege stuff by any means, obviously, because going to this will give you an increased attack, defense, and health to siege units, which you shouldn't be garrisoning anything but your city with siege, and that's just because you have no other choice, right? So you go there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now, you can do Cage of Thorns, but it's not really necessary because, again, you're going to be taking rallies, and March Speed is just not going to help you at all. So this is going to be 39 points. The other one was 32 points, if I remember correctly. Let me confirm that. All right, Sun Tzu. Yeah, 32 points plus 39 points. That's 71 points. So then you got 3 points. Now, you could... Let's see. You could basically put those points into attack here. 2 in attack, 1 in defense. Or you can go full defense, but that's infantry. No, wait, hold on. Let me go back to a leadership tree. How about that? That makes a lot more sense. Let's do Scipio. So you can do defense, attack, or all attack. I would probably go all attack. Now, let's look at some of the things that are in the leadership tree that may make more sense. Troop capacity does absolutely nothing for you. Enhances healing effects received by troops, 9%. That's really good too. So maybe going into the support tree all the way may not make all the sense in the world. Plus, I would absolutely love to get armored and armed to the teeth, which gives an increase to damage done by multiple armies. Now it says when armies are led, so that's another thing we need to test. Does that apply to garrisons? Because it's technically not an army that you're leading, it's just a garrison. You're garrisoning something, you're not necessarily leading an army. So that's some testing to do. But obviously, again, we're kind of talking open here, just really kind of trying to figure out what the best way to go with it is. But if you were to take some points out of the support tree that I just went into, which let me bring it back up. If you did that, and instead of going down to this, which is not a bad idea, when healed troops led by this commander will have their attacking. Yeah, I would definitely go. That's definitely a good one to have alongside of this anyway. So 3, 4, 7. It would take another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 15% skill damage reduction for 3 seconds is not a bad idea. That basically debuffs the second commander in whatever rally is hitting you. There's a 50% chance that procs, which in reality, I mean, again, 50% is pretty darn high. That one may be one that I would give up for. So if we have 8 plus 3 more points, so 11 points. Let's see what we can get with 11 points on a leadership commander in the leadership talent tree. So we can get healing herbs, which is another 9%. That's definitely nice. That's 6, plus some more defense or some more rage. Yeah, I think I would go into the leadership tree, take healing herbs, and then the defense and attack there, and then get 2 points into hidden wrath. Because you're not going to be able to make it to armed to the teeth. You're not going to be able to make it to strategic prowess with that spec. Alternatively, you could look into taking some points out of the garrison tree, but I honestly don't think that that's the way to go. Because all of this stuff is really good. Kingsguard is amazing, and it works everywhere from what I've been told. Nowhere to turn as a rage regen. We could probably take out 4 there and put them somewhere else. If we could get the strategic prowess, rejuvenate, and Kingsguard, and impregnable, I would do that 100 times out of 100. I'm going to come up with a talent tree build. I'm going to put it on my Discord, and I'm also going to put a link in the description below to where you can get that talent tree as well. I think this is going to be one of the best commanders from a garrison perspective in the game, hands down, bar none. This is your new Charles, guys. If you want to be tanky, cause some damage, and have an insane amount of rage regen alongside of all of these amazing skills, I mean, this is going to be an insanely good commander. If you're rallying a city with Woo primary and YSG secondary with that second skill generating even more rage, or also Sun Tzu if it's getting swarmed like a flag or something like that, the amount of rage that Sun Tzu's AoE, you'll get 250 rage every time Sun Tzu's AoEs go off. I mean, any type of nuke or behind this will work just fine, but those are the two that really kind of come to mind when we're talking about garrisoning a flag. Edward's definitely not the play there. Saladin maybe if you want to be more tanky, but really I don't see the benefit in that either. Constantine, again, you're not doing enough damage to the rally. I wouldn't do that. Let's see. Alex would be all right. Alex is not a bad secondary there too, but again, the nuke isn't as good. I mean, the nuke itself is good, 1700 damage factor, but it's a chance. It's not the primary skill. Minna would be just fine. Yeah, I think that's, and Richard obviously would be really good too, but when you start overhealing, I mean, you'll be bringing back quite a bit of troops. You would want to make sure that you're going to take that rally down or that number of rallies down very, very fast, because the problem when you're healing and you're defending your city or defending a flag or whatever you're defending, or garrisoning, I should say, when you bring those troops back, that means that the breakdown of your dead versus severely wounded is skewed, because you're bringing back slightly wounded that would normally just be gone and out of the equation back into the fight, and then those are also split. So that's why when you see a healing commander and you see these rallies where you're not getting a 50% trade like you're supposed to, it's because you're healing and you're bringing troops back that should not be in the fight back to the fight. While it does make your garrison cause more damage, it also causes you more deaths. So you got to be careful with that. But that would also be a very good, solid tanky, a super tanky, oh my goodness, super tanky combination. Woo with Richard second, or Richard primary and Woo second. That would work very well as well. Because they both have the garrison tree. I like the defense tree a lot when it comes to garrisoning a city. I think you would lose a little bit of healing buffs inside of there, and I think the rage regen would be not as good with Richard primary, but you could use Richard secondary and be really good. Anyway, so again, I'm just thinking out loud right now, so I hope that I've given you guys a good rundown of the new commander that's going to be the reward for Lost Kingdom Season 2. This is going to be an amazing commander, guys. I'm telling you right now. This is going to be my new focus for sure. I haven't really started going too crazy into Richard yet. I'm 533. That's not that hard to get, and honestly, I can max him out with the wheel anyway. So I'm going to start using all my universal sculptures. I've already started resaving them up, and I'm going to put them into this commander, because this is going to be the commander to have as your primary on everything. When it comes to garrisoning a city, a pass, a flag, an objective in Arc, and anything. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I guess I will see you guys next time. Cheers. Looking forward to Sippin' Saturday stream tomorrow with you all as well. And big announcement-ish. I got to be very shady with it, but I will make an announcement tomorrow on my Sippin' Saturday stream as well. So feel free to come and join me on my Discord in the Sippin' Saturday channel. And I will see y'all there, and I'll see y'all next time. Cheers. Have a good one, and take care.